So again, YouTube. This is going to be a quick little tutorial slash guide slash showcase of HUD elements. This is a slider. Things like switches and stuff like that, they can all be done basically the same way. But this one's up, so if you don't want to make your own, you can thingy. So if I just go to go to play mode, it all works off touchscreen, touchpad to on and off for this one. It's how you want to rewire it. Left and right does adjust the slider, so all the way to the left is off, all the way to the right is on. Now obviously it's just a basic one. And if I come into here, go to edit, come in here. There's the controls. It's super simple to make. What I'm going to do is just run through one. I'll do a recreation of it, just so you can see how it's done. So if I exit like this and just say a remix. So it's just a remix of that element there. So as it stands in play mode, when you touch the touchpad, turns the element on. It can slide left and right. Touch it again, it disappears. Now when it's not up, obviously it can't move. If I turn it right up, get rid of it, tap left and right, nothing happens. That's an extra step you can put into it, but you don't have to have it. You can have it so it's always active and all that. But in bringing this up, this here is what determines whether it's active or not and stuff like that. So I'll just quickly run through how it's done. Let's grab ourselves a quick little chip. So we're going to recreate this. Let me just quickly... Okay, sorry about that, just to turn that on. Okay, so is Dreams any good? If you're creative or you want free janky games to play, then yeah. If you're not very creative, you can still play it and not have to create. But if you're creative, it's got tools in there for creating. And this is just, I'm just showing you some quick little stuff. So you've got here, like I was showing, touchpad turns on and off. So the slider part is the part we want to work on first. So if I come into edit mode, and there's the slider there. So we're going to just add into the gadgets, go across to here and grab a slider. Now the way it looks is 100% customizable because of the way you do it. It's with widgets or text gadgets, whatever you call them. So we're going to grab a couple of those as well. So what we need, now you can use numbers or you can use text, depending on how you want to do it. Text, when you do it, as you see it comes up with a square. And whatever you type in here, so just see dad will pop in there. If you turn the text down, you can get rid of the text. With the numbers, if you use a number one, let's make sure that one's turned off. If you use a number one, you've got the number up here, which will display what number it's showing. So if you go down to here, to there, you can then add that in. If you look on the PlayStation Store, there is I believe that it's still up there, a demo version. So you can give it a quick look through the demo version before you buy it if you want. It's restricted, so you can't download creations or upload creations to the same extent, but all the tools are still there. And full price of the game is about $30 cheaper or $20 cheaper of a full price game. So if a full price game in your region is like $60, you're looking at like $40-ish dollars. In my region, a full price game is $100, and this was around about the $60 mark. So do your conversions if you want. You're saying going back to the slider, if you do the number, if I adjust this and say I want decimals of that, just say, as I move that, the number will change as well to whatever the slider is. But we're not going to worry about that. Have it at 0. Now, so we now have that and that. So we have what we could use as, let's get rid of them. Let's do a background of, we'll go a number slider, number thing. And we don't want it overlapping that, so let's just move it up to wherever we want it. Let's scale it down a little bit. And then we want to go to this one, so it's not auto-fitting. And then we just adjust how we want this. So we say the bar can be that size, just say. Oops. So there's our side of it. That's the bar size. So whatever that will represent is now represented with that. And to have it to be in the same spot, what I would tend you to do is you can just come down to here, and instead of grabbing another, just copy that one. So both of those are exactly the same at the same spot. Since Microsoft screwed my account, I play Minecraft in crossplay, and that's kind of it. I've still got the account. I can still read the messages and stuff like that, but I don't actually play it. I don't have an active Xbox at the moment. I've got the 360, but yeah, nothing that I play online on. I have my PC, which I use my Xbox account on that, and that's about it. Okay, so we're going to grab this one, second one, and we're going to make this our slider cursor. So instead of having it full width, let's go taller and skinnier. Let's not go quite that skinny. Let's go so we can actually get into the on that. So a nice big box, nice slider like that. Again, all this is all adjustable to your liking. If you want to do a circle, just come into here, change that to a circle. In fact, a circle might be cool. Let's do a circle. Yeah, that sounds cool. Okay, and now we want it to sync up with what this looks like. So we're going to grab it with them both on. There. PlayStation, stop putting notifications on my screen. So we don't want them both on the same layer. So we're going to come into here. There. Layer 1. And we want to put this one onto layer 2. Layer 2. So this one will always be on top of this one. And we don't want it in the middle of the slider, because as you can see, it's all the way to the left. So just grab it with that on and get precise, and just slide that ball, the ball part, as to wherever you want it to be. So now we know where that is, and then we can actually grab that. We can turn that down, and we can turn the same down for that, so we don't see the number. Actually, let's leave the number on for that. So that's at its neutral position. Now if we want to then have it slide to the right, grab a keyframe, place it there, and then we're going to grab a, while that's active, grab a, whatever we want to move, which in this case is that, and we're going to go till it's full point, which there-ish. Save it. So now when that's fully active, it's all the way to the right. So now when we run that into there, as we slide that, it slides across. So there's your HUD slider done. That's done and dusted. It's finished. That's all you need. But if you don't want it to always be active, then you need to add a, you don't need the remote control, but let's add one. So we'll go there, controller. So we've got controller sensor. Let's delete those lines, we don't need them. Make sure it's on remote. So now that is a remote sensor, and then we want to better turn this on and off. So let's grab ourselves a selector, and whatever button we want it to be active, so we'll say triangle to there. triangle, now toggle this, and we can run those into there. So as it stands right now, triangle will now activate it. On and off, on and off. Now, as it stands right now, while it's off and while it's on, it doesn't do anything. So we need to go left and right along the slider. So let's move this out the way. And again with the keyframes, if we grab, just say a keyframe like this, while it's recording, so while the record button's there, slide it all the way to the right, save, that keyframe will now tell it to go all the way to the right. Grab another one, do the same thing and push it all the way to the left. Even though it's already all over the left, push it all over the left and save it. That goes like that, and that goes like that. And then just grab this, and then from whatever buttons you want it to be, so just say left goes left, right goes right. So right as it stands right now, yeah, all the time through the app. Yeah, so as it stands right now, active, left and right. But we don't want it to be instant. We want it to be slow. So by activating them both with the cross, then left shoulder square to thing. I'm going to change these sliders here to 5 seconds. It's all the way as far as you can go to the right, and we're going to turn this one on so that it will keep its position. So let's do that. So as it stands right now, when you push left, it will move the cursor to the left and stay where you release it from. And when you push right in the D-pad, it will go all the way to the right until you release it, and then it will stay there. So if I now go in there and go active, as you can see, and then it stops. Then I'll tap the other way, it stops. Okay, so, but we don't want this moving all the time, because as it stands right now, if I go into play mode, okay, no worries, good to see you're going well too. So if I go, triangle, if I move it so it's all the way to the right, if I now triangle again and go left, and then come back out, you see it's always gone back to the left. We don't want that to happen. So that's where we've got to add that little extra little bit. So we come into here. Using that same switch, we're going to grab a couple of pass-throughs and just run the left and rights through them. Oops. Like that, and then run these into there so that they're only powered up. Not that one. That one. So the pass-throughs are only powered up while that's lit. So now when you do your left and your right, while it's active, it can be moved. So there you go. So if you go triangle, it moves to the right. If I move it to the left, it stays. And now for outputs, it's just a matter of whatever you want it to go to. So just say we grab a pass-through, run a line from there to there. Now just say for example we want that to be, let's grab a shape, let's choose a different one so it's noticeable, sphere, let's just put it over here somewhere. And just say we want hue, hue will work. So there's the hue. We want this to change the hue. So let's turn it all the way up so it goes all the way like this. If I run that from there to there, whenever I now hit the slider, it will change the hue. Now obviously this is all adjustable in its settings, so if you want it to be smaller steps, you can turn around and say that. It will go a lot. It will go a lot further and do a lot more steps. If you do it that, it's literally on or off, on or off. Actually, no, sorry. That is on or off. That is 9 points to an on. So it's 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, all the way up to 0.9 and then on. So that's just off and on, and that's the most amount of steps. So if I do that, now if we come here, if I now open it, I can hit the slider. If you want to go one further step, you can even go to that, the number one, like this, and you can even run that into there and turn up the decimal points. So now you can see what the decimals are at. So hopefully this is a good tutorial on how to. Now you don't have to use it for sliders. You can use it for a switch. So for a switch, instead of having it here, having it there, you do that on or off, and then you can come into here while it's active, on or off. Ideally, you'd set it up so that you'd have multiples of these, and you scroll through them to change, like, I don't know, outfit types or outfit colors, that sort of stuff. But if you want it for just something simple, so just say your character walks into a room and you want to activate a light switch or something along those lines, or choosing something, it can be used for that. Again, it doesn't have to be a slider. It doesn't even have to move. It all depends on how you want to set the HUD up. But I thought I'd show this out there. Throw this video up there, just so you can see how it's done. If you don't want to make your own, this one is up. It's all there, ready to go. Touchpad activates, slider goes. This one here, if you want to rewire it, there's your output. There's your up and downs. As you can see, the 5 seconds. With the standard customization there. Again, adjusting that just makes it set more notches. So the more notches it's got, the more precise it will be too. So if you want it to be less fiddly, so you can get the exact point, do more notches. So that's the easiest way to do it. The seconds it takes for the up and downs for this, if you turn them all the way down on both of these, all that means is that when it's active, it's boom, boom. So on and off, you can have that set at 0. But if you want to be able to choose 10 different points, you want that 5 seconds to give you that time. There are more in-depth methods of doing it, telling it to add 1 point every time you press a button, that sort of stuff. But then that will also increase the size of this chip. And the more of this you have, will give you more of that one, gameplay. Top one's sounds, that one there is the actual cube, and that one there is the chip. So to keep that nice and low, the less of this you've got, the better. Same with these. You could change this method here to be more direct into there using calculators, score adjusters and stuff like that. But this way here is the simplest, it's the easiest when it comes to bug fix and stuff like that. It's super simple. So yeah, that's what this video was about. I thought I'd put it out there. It's up to use. You don't have to ask permission to use it. This kind of thing, you don't even have to give me credit. If you want to, it's nice, but throw it in your creation. If you want to make an example, let's quickly throw an example together. This puppet here, just say, if I go remix, I want to change the puppet's, I don't know, head color. I can just come into here, grab it, boom, go into here. I can delete the box. Oop, let's try that again. Take that off the box, delete it, and then in this chip, if I put it inside the puppet, it doesn't matter where, just say there. I can now grab, I was changing the color of the head, go to there, go to that, Go to the hue, all the way to the right. Boom, boom, boom. Puppet works as it always did. No changes there. Hit touchpad. I can now adjust the color of the head. Play with it, adjust it, tweak it. It's a super basic chip, so nothing's like, as you see, like when you move it, when you let go, it still moves. That's all set up in the like how much strength you give the chip, the keyframes, how much smoothing you've got, that sort of stuff. It's all tweak it to your heart's content. So these go HUD slider. It's up there. Use it. If you want to know how to make it, that's how you make it. I'm out of here. Stay safe. Catch us next time. See yous.